Hello. Are you feeling super busy and overwhelmed?
And do you run through the day kind of like a crazy woman, like a headless chicken, trying to get so many things done, but kind of feeling like you're not quite doing any of them justice?
And if you are, then you're in the right place. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Kaya.
And we want to talk to you today about chronic overwhelm and busyness, particularly in mothers and mothers who are out there also trying to put creative work out into the world while also still being a mother, because we juggle a lot of stuff.
While also being a mother, which is pretty much every mother we've spoken with, who's really dedicated to being the best mother she can be for her children. So often we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do it all, to be everything for everyone, and to do our work in the world as the best way possible, whether we've got our own business or whether we're working outside of our home in a job. We want to do all of it to the best possible degree. We want to be there for our children, we want to be there for our work, but we're often feeling like we're not actually really doing any of it that well, and we're kind of just sending ourselves into a spiral where eventually, which actually happens, the cycle where it happens, we eventually break down because it's all too much, because we're kind of just teetering on the edge of overwhelm and burnout the whole time.
And so we're speaking to probably most women out there, and particularly mothers. We've been told we can do it all, we can have it all, and that appeals to us on one level because we do want it all and we do want to have it all, but how do we do that without losing our freaking minds? And so we want to talk to you about how we do that. Karen and I have done that now for the last 8 or 9 years. We, like all of you, run our households full-time with our children, running around doing everything that needs to happen for them, are running our businesses, all the things that have to happen. So we get it.
We're holding a lot in our heads and also physically in the world.
Yeah, so we get it. We really do get it. We've coached so many mothers over the years who are trying to also hold their business vision in place, who are also trying to hold whatever their career is, what their creative path is. It's competing constantly. Yeah, it's
not
all
just with their children, with their partner as well.
It's competing constantly with how they're showing up as a mother, how they're showing up for their partners. It's all too much, and there's a lot of breakdowns that occur around it. So we want to talk about that today, but let's talk about what we really want to talk about today.
Yeah, and so the biggest, well, firstly,
and good morning, Kat. Nice to see you.
Kat. The biggest thing I see and that I do when I get in that kind of autopilot kind of space of I just need to focus on getting everything done because there's so much to get done, is that we get really narrow focused, and we just pretty much work in our day. Hi Jasmine.
Hello to everyone joining.
We pretty much only we don't actually tune into what's really true, and we don't tune into what's underneath, like what's the driving force behind why we're doing what we're doing. We just keep trying to do it, and we don't even, I often don't even stop to look and go like what's realistic. It's just like I'm just going to go one tiny step in front of the other and just keep going and hope that it all works out.
We hold that mantra, just got to get shit done. Yeah. I just got to get it all done. I got to get it all done. I got to get it all done. And we get ourselves into a place of overwhelm.
And we actually think that we can't slow down, and we can't even slow down enough to kind of zoom out and check in because, no, there's just too much to do.
There's no time. There's not even enough time to go to the toilet. You get that, right? We all get that. Okay, so we can get ourselves into a crazy mindset over time with it, and a lot of our drivers underneath, which is not, we're going to talk about that more this week, but we're not talking about now, but a lot of the drivers are underneath pushing us into this space. And I'll tell you right now, I get that on the surface we do hold a lot of stuff, every single one of us, all of you here, all of us, we hold a crazy amount of responsibilities and things that we want to do. We absolutely do. And all of us have underlying drivers that are pushing us into completely out of control spaces of perfectionism, not enoughness, overcompensation, fear of missing out. There is so much stuff driving underneath that's pushing us into unhealthy places on top of all the stuff we've got to do. So this is a really big conversation. You're going to hear us talking about it a lot in the coming weeks because it's an epidemic. But what we want to talk about today is the fact that that craziness, that just got to get shit done, got to get it moving, if I can move fast enough, maybe my day will stay in control, that starts before you even get out of bed in the morning. I know you guys will know what we're talking about here. That starts the moment you get it for. You're like, right, what have I got to get done? How quickly can I get it done? How fast can I hustle the kids? Oh my God, I hope they're going to cooperate. We're going to get all our stuff done and get our shit out the door when we need to, right? The famous get the kids out the door on time is just, it's just a meme now, really, isn't it? It's such an issue. And so it starts right from the get-go. And this is a really simple tool we want to give you today because it will make a massive difference. It sounds so simple, but it's those simple shifts, the small, simple shifts that you make that are incredibly powerful if you commit to them.
And it's simple, it's powerful and simple because realistically it's something that you don't do when you're in that space like at all, even though it only takes a few minutes. You seriously don't do it. You don't give yourself the space or the time or the value to do it, and it's powerful when you actually do it and when you do it with presence.
So basically there's two principles underpinning this tool. We're going to give you this tool, so we want you to go away and start doing it. But the two fundamental principles that are lying underneath it all is get the hell into your body, embodiment. Stop floating around like a fast, dizzy head on a stick. Come into your body. Okay, it's the first piece. And body time is a hell of a lot slower than head time, by the way, which you'll learn really quickly. It's a much more spacious place to be. So embodiment is the first one. And the second one is be intentional. We forget, once that brain gets going and we start spinning, we forget why the hell we're doing things. It's just like, get it done, get it done, get it done. And we forget to be intentional. We forget what is underneath the reason why we're doing what we're doing in the first place. It all flies out the window. Everything flies out the window except for the crazy to-do list.
And I would say a third thing, which is pretty much tied in with embodiment, is get present.
Yeah. Okay, so here it is. This is a super quick tool. You do not have to get up earlier to do this. God knows we want as much sleep as possible. Okay, this is not a big deal, but start your day with a moment of embodiment and intention. And the way that we suggest you do this is simply take a breath, breathe. It can look 100 different ways. We'll give you examples in a minute, but just take a breath, come into your body, and ask yourself a question. And the question can vary every single day. I'm going to give you one and Kay is going to give you one as an example. So Kay, give you a question.
A question I've been playing with a bit lately is, what would success really look like to me today?
Okay, so there, just sit with that. Sit with that. Be really clear because that sets your intention up for the day. And another question that you can do is, who do I choose to be today? There's millions of questions, okay, but those are two that we sometimes play with and that we'll give clients because it's really powerful for them. Ask yourself that question. So there's your two pieces, intention and embodiment. Now you can wrap that in all sorts of things. I highly recommend that you bring some form of tiny ritual to it so that it feels sacred to you in some form. And it doesn't have to be, it can be looking in the mirror at yourself when you do that. For me, I take a glass of water and I just go stand by the back door and greet the day while I drink the water and ask that question. That's it. That's it. But it's not a long, drawn-out process.
And for me, the way that I mostly bring ritual to it is just bringing a sense of importance to the process. Like, it's actually possible to, on one level, theoretically ask yourself those questions, but kind of not really ask yourself or not really tune into an answer, not really open up to an answer, not really give this few minutes of your day a sense of importance, like a sense of sacredness.
So be present when you do it. Presence is a huge piece. And We're going to go into talking about time bending and all sorts of really cool stuff later, but presence is one of the first keys that you've got to wrap your mind around. So start here, start with that.
And even if you have this idea that maybe I'm not even going to know what my answers are to that, like I'm so disconnected from myself, the more that you stop, get present, get in your body, and ask yourself intentional questions, the more tuned into yourself you become, and the more your inner wisdom comes out to you.
It's a cascade. It builds on itself. Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you so much. That's your till for today. We are going to be here on our timeline a huge amount in the next few weeks, talking about all the different pieces in this, from our underlying stuff that's driving us, our desire for perfectionism, our fear of failure, all the stuff that's under there, and also a lot of really practical stuff on how we actually shift out of time scarcity. Because let's face it, most of us are in a place of extreme scarcity around time. And we want to show you, well, we want to give you some starting points anyway, certainly, on how to alchemize your entire relationship with time so it's not an issue anymore.
And we're wanting to really support other mothers who are like high achievers, who want to do a lot of stuff in the world, and who are also really passionate about being the best mother you can be.
And you can do both.
Yes.
You can get your work, your soul work, your creative work, whatever it is for you, out in the world, and you can be an awesome, present, committed mother. You
can also take care of yourself, which we often leave way
out there. And actually, you've got to take care of yourself if you want to do the first two.
And so we're beginning a program for women like that. So if that's you, you can reach out to us and
we'll tell you more information.
Yeah, we'll connect with you.
Oh, Ali, I'm so happy that that's what you were needing today.
Perfect.
Yay. Okay, lovely ladies. We will see you next time. Catch us. And if you've got anything you want us to talk about in the next couple of weeks on this topic, PM us. Just send a message to our Facebook page.
Or share in the comments under the post.
Yeah, and we will address it. We love to be interactive with you guys. Hate talking to a void. Okay, much love. Bye.
Bye.